Alan here for Old English Outfitters. It's August here in Ohio, and it's hot. But August means it's going to be September pretty soon, and then it's going to be October, and then it's going to be November, and it's going to be deer gun season. And deer gun season means, or it has for the last few years now, meant that Ohio hunters can use straight wall cartridges. So in other words, a cartridge that doesn't have any sort of step or shoulder in it, straight wall. The major purpose behind it is you're keeping reasonably flat trajectory to a couple hundred yards, consistent with about what you get out of a good muzzle-loading hunting rifle. So you don't have that really long-range reach where you're potentially endangering other hunters. That's part of the logic behind it. Well, for the last couple of years now, .350 Legend caliber, a Winchester invention, has been super popular here in Ohio, and for some pretty good reasons. It's kind of really aimed at exactly this purpose: deer hunting in Midwestern states like Ohio that offer straight wall cartridges as being a viable option. And it doesn't do a bad job. Has a couple of other advantages to it too. Now, one of the chief advantages to it is it started life and is made for semi-automatic rifles. These days they're called MSRs, modern sporting rifles, essentially an AR-15 type platform, but it's set up as a hunting gun. This cartridge started life in those types of weapons, and it works really well in those because it's essentially a 5.56 or 223 type case blown out to .357 Magnum projectile size. It's a little more complicated than that, but that's kind of the essence of it. Gets pretty flat trajectory to a couple hundred yards, has energy enough to get out to 400 if necessary, but then you got a little more trajectory issue to deal with. But apart from that, one of the big advantages of it is you have manufacturers like Savage, Ruger, and others who are even Winchester, who are producing small, light, bolt-action rifles in this caliber. Right here, we have a Savage Axis II. Now, the Axis has always been Savage's budget rifle line. The Axis II has their advanced trigger system, their AccuTrigger in it. The AccuTrigger has that centerpiece, so the trigger itself is adjustable, and it doesn't come out too bad from the factory, but then this centerpiece enables you to close that and take up a little slack on the trigger, helps you get a good accurate shot, and again, it's adjustable for weight of pull. Also has the AccuStock, which has a little length of pull adjustment back here, and we got a really nice rubber recoil pad. This is an Axis II in mossy oak terrain pattern. Relatively short barrel, about 18 inches, with a Bushnell banner scope on top. This is a package. Comes from Savage like this. So if you are a deer hunter here in Ohio or other states that permit these types of calibers, and you want a relatively inexpensive rifle, because this retails for around $400 roughly, you want a relatively inexpensive rifle that you're only going to maybe use once or twice a year, this is a great way to go. It has a couple other advantages to it too. Because it's a scope package already, you don't have to spend extra money on the scope and on the rings. It's already there. It comes with it. The other thing is, this cartridge, .350 Legend, is very light recoiling. Now, ballistically, it's closer to .35 Remington than it is .30-30. But if you ever shot a .30-30 out of a lever action with no recoil pad, you know it thumps you a little bit, especially with heavier bullets. .350 doesn't thump you too much. It's a pretty soft shooting cartridge. So kids, younger shooters, shorter statured shooters, all that sort of thing, it's a really good advantage for. This is a standard Savage bolt action Axis series. Excepting the Axis II features that we were talking about. It's a straight normal bolt action. Safety's up here on the tang. Forward is off, back is on. So it doesn't matter if you're right or left-handed. It's very easy to access with your shooting hand thumb. The scope itself that this comes with, Bushnell banner, is a 4-12 variable power. It has a parallax adjustment on the front. 4-12 is pretty good. In Ohio, a lot of times if you're shooting in close cover, you're going to have a shot that's 50 yards or closer. So this is plenty of magnification for that purpose. Again, this comes already set up this way. Now, the magazine this rifle comes with is a detachable box, a single stack box magazine. It holds 4 rounds. Here in Ohio, you can only put 3 in the gun when you're deer hunting. If you get caught with 4 in it, the gun that was yours will no longer be yours, and you'll be in a lot of trouble. So just keep it to 3 rounds. Easy with a setup like this. Put 3 rounds in a magazine, put it in the gun. There's no requirement to block this because there's no real easy technical way to do it. So just put 3 rounds in the gun, put it in, you're okay. A word about the magazine. This magazine has the actual latch part up here in the front. When you put the magazine in the gun, if you put it in front first, good possibility when you cycle it once, it won't pick up the round because the back end of the magazine will be down just a little. When you load the magazine, you put it in the gun, put it in with the back part of the magazine in the well first, right there, and then snap it in place, and then you won't have any trouble. This is not a super smooth bolt action, okay? It's okay. It works pretty good. Works fine for the purpose. Deer hunting's not a volume of fire sport, right? You know, what are you going to get? One shot, maybe two. And chances are that's what you're going to get. And then you don't have a shot again. So it's not a volume of fire sport. So you're not going to sit here and crank out 3 rounds just as fast as you can throw them out. Unlikely to happen. Probably shouldn't happen in most hunting circumstances. So keep that in mind. Good package. Scope, rifle, all set up. All you need is ammunition. These have been very popular. We've got plenty of them. They're on sale right now as we video this here in August in Ohio of 2021. So if you're interested in a budget gun, come take a look. Again, this is not a super high dollar rifle, so you're not looking for super high dollar features, but it's got everything you need. Everything you need. Got the scope already set up. Got sling swivel studs, simple magazine, everything you need. Especially if you're only using it once or twice a year and you don't want to put a ton of money into it. You're still getting a quality product that works well. Okay? All right. Well, deer season's on the way, so we'll see what happens here. That's all we have for today. Until next time, thanks for watching. I'm Alan for Old English Outfitters.